First, a little context. Me and my bro live in southwest Sydney. 10-minute drive apart, but neither of us have cars, so have to catch public transport everywhere. Despite living close by, our local train stations are on different lines, which intersect at Glenfield. Therefore, if we want to hang out, or if we want to go anywhere really, we have to go through Glenfield station at some point. Glenfield is a medium-sized station, not tiny, quiet and practically unused like the ones where we live, and not big enough to have regular policing or security like Central or a station like that. On top of that, it's right near Liverpool, which is an absolute dump for crime, and not far from Campbelltown, which is Bogan territory, and Bogans aren't as based as you'd hope. They're just really angry, aggressive rednecks who like to isolate themselves from any social pressure to do the right thing. Basically, you get a lot of goons at Glenfield who think they can do whatever they want. Now, be me, roughly a month ago. Sitting at Glenfield waiting for train into city cause I have a dinner to attend. Pick related, it's Glenfield. Minding own business, listening to music while slouching around, station's pretty empty. PA system starts going off, repeatedly announcing that criminal and antisocial activity will not be tolerated. Police are patrolling trains across the network, shit like that over and over again. Get a little pissed and assume it's pointed at me, since it wouldn't be the first time station staff had pulled something like that on me. First time was they spammed the CCTV cameras are always in use one while my ex and I were kissing once, and my mates later said I looked like a Bond villain the way I was dressed, and just generally have a reputation for looking suspicious. But then I heard it. Some motherfucker further up the platform was cackling like the fucking Joker. PA starts spamming anti-crime announcements again, and I realize they're not meant for me. Stand up and look around to figure out what their issue is with annoying retards who laugh like the Joker. Spot the laughing guy walking along the platform. He walks in front of a small Asian guy, immediately snaps, stops laughing and starts bringing his fist back as if he's threatening to deck the guy. Execute guts and honor.exe. Put my sunnies on, shove my hands in my pockets and start walking up, feeling like a somehow even more autistic Joetta Urokajo. My plan was to sneak up behind the bastard so that it would become a 2-on-1, and therefore force him to either back down or face both me and the guy he was threatening. As a word of advice to anyone retarded enough to think the same way as I do, first of all, putting your hands in your pockets and imitating Jotaro's Giga Virgin body language is unhelpful for keeping your own confidence high enough to engage someone in combat. Secondly, if you plan wholly to take advantage of something external, like my plan to sneak up and turn it into a 2v1, rather than basing your plan solely off what you can control, such as merely preparing to just fight the guy no matter what happens, you will very quickly find your plan falling apart, and will panic as a result. Anyway, so yeah, the stealth plan fell apart. I don't really know how, but as soon as I started walking, the guy detected my approach from about 10 meters away while his back was turned, and then immediately turned around and walked towards me instead, while cackling again. Oh, you're approaching me. JPEG. My initial plan fell apart, but at least I'd drawn him away from the guy he was trying to attack, so having accomplished that much I pretended I was merely repositioning myself on the platform and pressed up against a wall. For a bit more context, if you couldn't already gather, I am extremely goddamn autistic, and grew up with an abusive father. As a result, my hearing is unparalleled. I can hear people's footsteps and pinpoint their locations even with loud background noise. Have utmost faith in this skill due to how much I had to rely on it in the past. Nothing gets past my radar physically, although socially is a completely different story. Anyway, back to the story now. Pressed up against wall, breaking line of sight with Joker cuck. Hear him yell, yeah, that's what I fucking thought, bitch, that's what I fucking thought. Begin to seethe. If he'd said that while I was walking I wouldn't have pussied out. Shove it aside and focus on tracking footsteps since there's still the possibility he might sneak attack me from behind. Footsteps and laughter go around behind the elevator. Well, I was against like I'd expected, but then entirely vanish. What in the fuck, did he just shut up and stop in place? Take advantage of the fact that even if he's waiting behind the elevator block for me, I'll still have just enough cover to book it over to the Asian guy. While heading up to the guy, look over my shoulder and take a peek at the elevator block. Joker guy wasn't standing where the footsteps ended, he was nowhere to be seen. Elevator hadn't come up or down, so he hadn't snuck aboard it and made a hasty escape in the face of my obviously overwhelming masculinity, so where the hell did he go? Talk to Asian lad, he says guy disappeared too. Spend train ride discussing Sonic Rush's OST with Asian guy while wondering what the fuck that guy's deal was. A week or so later, bring it up with best friend. He had a similar experience with the same guy, noted that he and his cackling would just up and vanish along with the guy himself. Pretty bewildered, makes sense why station security pussies out by spamming the PA. Won't pussy out next time.